Well, it's just gone 9 o'clock Central African time. This is BTV News. We're broadcasting live from the nation's capital, Gaborone. I'm Ulibile Samoka. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. President Advocate Maboko to attend the 2025 World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Tuli commercial farmers call for the setup of an advisory board to help control prices.
And in sport, Township Rollers ensures that they remain in second position of the FNB Premiership.
And that is Liza Oseki joining us later on our sport desk. Taposa is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, President Advocate Maboko will participate at the 2025 World Economic Forum scheduled to start on Monday, the 20th to the 24th of January at Davos, Switzerland. The World Economic Forum is held annually, bringing together global leaders from various sectors, including government, international organizations, private sector, civil society, and academia, to deliberate on ways of improving the state of the global community through entrepreneurship, innovation, and cooperation. An estimated 60 heads of state and government are expected to participate at this year's forum. President Boko will participate in a number of high-level sessions, including panels focusing on Africa's economy and governance, as well as co-chair a session on the African continental free trade. President Boko will also hold a series of high-level bilateral meetings with the government and business leaders. This year's meeting will convene under the theme Collaboration for the Intelligent Age. Now, moving on, Tuli commercial farmers have called on government to set up an advisory board to establish an equitable pricing model. The farmers, who produce at least 43% of the country's fruit and vegetables, shared this with the Minister of Trade and Entrepreneurship, Mr. Thiroyao Nzima, and the Minister of State President, Mr. Moeti Mohasa Nselebi-Pikwe. Karabomulusi reports.
Engaged and positioned at the forefront to identify key challenges and craft tailored solutions to revitalize the agricultural sector, the farmers highlighted the undesirable state of the roads and telecommunications infrastructure, costs of electricity, high costs of production due to importation of raw materials, inefficiencies in facilitation, and the policy bottlenecks, among other issues that need to be resolved by the new government.
We do not get fuel tax rebates similar to the SA diesel fund system. We lack access to the latest agrochemical products because product registration are extremely slow and cumbersome here in Botswana.
For 4 straight weeks, the temperature is 43 degrees.
We recently endured high temperatures ranging at 43 degrees Celsius for 4 weeks. We had to watch our crops dying before our eyes because even the extended hours of irrigation didn't remedy the situation. However, irrigated farming is not included in the beneficiaries of ACGS. So our request is that you should review it and also align it to address the current climate conditions.
Current challenges, current climatic challenges.
The farmers are optimistic that the new government will play an active role, cognizant of the mutual benefits of food security and employment creation that are at stake.
Please, at your earliest convenience, please constitute a delegation. Then we facilitate that you meet all the relevant ministries to assist you. We are here for you. We are here for Ronald Lebatwa. Does not deal with issues in such a way where it takes months for people to get response.
I also learned a lot because of the issues that the government should have worked on or should have implemented to make it easier for people who are setting businesses here to prosper and also add value to this region.
The meeting was organized to set the tone and lay a foundation in the quest to transform the agricultural sector and unlock its full potential to contribute meaningfully in the economy of the country. Karabomulusi, BTV News, Nselebi-Pikwe.
Meanwhile, farmers in Malelalo fields in Good Hope district have started ploughing following abundant rainfall. Ploughing fields in the area full of tractors and donkeys tilting the land as the planting season is almost here. Pel Puduhudu with the details.
Even though the rains came late this season, farmers in Good Hope district did not hesitate to plough, as there is an increase in the number of farmers who have already started ploughing compared to the previous season. Agricultural demonstrator Ms. Rapela Nkukwani says they have registered more than 100 hectares which have already sprouted, and the increase is expected. Farmers were prepared because the number of those who have ploughed has increased as compared to last year, which shows that we will have more farmers ploughing this season. And more than 51 farmers have already ploughed and received fertilizers and seeds.
About 15 hectares.
I am both a subsistence and commercial farmer. I plough 15 hectares because of shortage of land, and usually I get 3 tons after harvesting. Since Botswana rely in agriculture as a way of living, they face challenges which include amongst them shortage of land, which hinder their efforts. We have a major challenge of cell phones because we are now using technology to offer our services, and most times we find that our customers' phones are old-fashioned and struggle with network. Late rains really affected us because when it started raining, it took time to stop, and this hinders us from ploughing as there is nothing we can do when it rains.
The
nation is encouraged to invest in the agricultural sector as it has the potential to grow the economy and increase the world's food supply. Pel Puduhudu, BTV News, Malilalo Fields.
However, as some celebrate the good news of the recent rains, some unfortunately are not joining in the chorus. About 122 farmers at Wabi Lenzin at 6 in the Okavango district have been affected negatively by the recent heavy rains. In an interview with BTV News, the Crop Production Chief Technical Officer, Ms. Leah Semahedi, has expressed deep concern over the massive destruction of crops caused by the rainfall, citing that it's not easy to provide necessary assistance to devastated farmers because they do not possess land certificates. Tiny Sukudu and Onalena Kinalamongwe compiled this one.
Farmers in Wabi lands are the largest suppliers of produce in the region, providing quality vegetables. It is unfortunate that after working hard, farmers will not make monetary returns due to damages caused by heavy rains in the region. Farmers were ecstatic about the rainfall, hoping for a successful ploughing season and abundant harvest, but that joy was short-lived because of the continuous rainfall.
We estimated to 540. All over. Gongwe ba le babedi hela bana ba khona go rekisa 12 tons wa magapu ora re mo 12 tons a gago bona something like 41,800 ele madi a magapu
ne ke lemile magapu a mantsi ja ka ra bona yana medi ni nche entsi e go pilinyana ka hale go tswa gone go simbokuma sweet potato tswa gone motete tswa gone go garden ya mika hale ne ke bele di tamati tse tintsi ha ke a di transplanter yana di nwetsi ora ore hara tswa ka sipe ne ke lebile merogo ka o harlwana me ke ne ka amiwa ke pula ya ese ke temo maduo a tsone gore ke antshe le re ke lebile maduo era gore jana ke suletse gore jano ke ntsha maduo
ke ha pula
Even though there were damages caused by rainfall, one farmer was lucky to have harvested and supplied his produce to local supermarkets. According to Wabi farmers, there were heavy rains in the past years, but this was the first rainfall to cause such widespread damages.
BTV News. Now moving on, Hamudubu village on Thursday experienced heavy rains which caused damage to 28 homesteads and the area at large. Speaking in an interview with BTV News, some of the residents indicated that the heavy rains caused immense damage that require immediate assistance from the government. Abigail Samson.
For within 30 minutes, ke haelo gore e tsholotse metsi a seng kana ka sepe. E khankhamolotse mantukana ene ena ya loka sehako ena ka dipheho ena ka bokete. Na mohame e khankhamolotse one side of the house.
Just within 30 minutes, the rain had already poured so much and caused damage to many houses. My house has been damaged. The roof tiles were blown off by the strong winds. In situations like this, we are not always prepared, which affects us emotionally and mentally, especially the children. Our houses and food have been damaged, and there has been a power cut ever since the heavy rainfall started. BPC came to assess the situation, and they indicated that some of the transformers are damaged and promised that they will attend to the situation. What we really need is assistance in shelter and other things as well. Some residents of Hamudubu village narrating their ordeal after losing their properties due to the recent heavy rains that occurred on Thursday night. About 28 homesteads were affected by the rains, and damages also led to power cuts in the village. Some of the business owners also expressed a great concern about how these rains have affected their businesses. Part of our premises infrastructure has been damaged, and we spent over 14,000 pla to fix it, and we are not even done yet. Despite the damages, luckily since we sell alcohol, our businesses is not affected. However, we are still unable to make sales due to lack of electricity. The area councillor, Mr. Khalid Muthupi, says he is assisting the affected families through the Office of District Commissioner and Council. He also said they are still assessing the affected homes and giving them assistance where possible. We realize that most of the damage in the homes will require more maintenance, and I'm grateful that the Social Service Department is working tirelessly to assist the affected homestead.
The Kweneng Council so far indicated that they were able to help over 15 affected families with food and shelter. Abigail Samson, BTV News, Hamudubu.
Tamosha Primary School and Madiba Senior Secondary School in Mahalape have received 3,000 books from President Advocate Dumaboko. The schools were delivered to the two schools on behalf of the President by the Minister of Communication and Innovation, who is also the Member of Parliament for Mahalape West, Mr. David Tsere. Gabriel Meriki with more.
During his first meeting with the residents of Mahalape last year, President Advocate Dumaboko promised to donate 3,000 books to his former schools, an initiative that he has long started even before he became president. It was jubilation as those books were presented to the schools on behalf of the President by Minister David Tsere, who is also the Member of Parliament for Mahalape West. Tamosha Memorial Primary School received 1,000 books, while Madiba Senior Secondary School received 2,000 books. The president promised to donate books to these schools because that's where he schooled. You will remember that in the past he used to go around donating books in various schools. He was stopped by the government of that time, but now he intends to continue with this gesture. The leadership and students of both schools expressed appreciation for this noble gesture, saying it will go a long way in helping them to improve their results.
We are very thankful for this pledge that had been made at the Khotla has come to fulfillment. These books serve as an arsenal of motivation. They serve as a beacon of hope. They serve as a platform that's concrete and tangible for us as OBE learners to be able to research and enhance further on our learning.
Reha ka go ta go amogela dibuka.
We are here to receive the 1,000 books that the president promised to donate to us. At the end, I welcome you to the school. These boxes are carrying the wealth of education that no one can take away from you.
The
regional education office says these books will help in reducing the burden from the government.
There are a lot of issues that we are dealing with in schools, and shortage of resources tops the table. So a gesture such as this one rendered to us cannot go unnoticed. Our president has really assisted the Ministry of Child Welfare and Basic Education to continue to be in pursuit of equipping learners with skills, knowledge, and a wealth of experience.
Students from the two schools were encouraged to utilize the books effectively, as they will help them to take their education to greater heights. Gabriel Mereki, BTV News, Mahalape.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, let's get our international news. Rescue mission has ended in South Africa in the Stilfontein gold mine, and nobodies were found inside the gold mine. After months of police standoff with illegal miners in Stilfontein gold mine, the operation was called off on Thursday. The General Industries Workers Union of South Africa, a South African labor union, have accused the police of committing the worst state-sponsored massacres since apartheid era. 78 people have died and 246 have been rescued in the SAPS Operation Vula Umgoti.
Two volunteers has since come to the surface, and they have indicated to us that they have combed the surface, the underground, and according to them, they can confirm that there are no longer corpses or bodies underground.
An anti-corruption court in Pakistan on Friday sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his wife Bushra Bibi to 14 years and 7 years in prison, respectively. Khan, who is also fined around $3,500, while his spouse was fined half the amount. Their cases regarding the Al-Qaeda University Project Trust that Khan and his wife established while in office from 2018 to 2022. The duo was accused of receiving land in donation for the project from Malik Riaz, a Pakistani real estate tycoon, to build a non-profit educational institute for the poor. In exchange, the prosecutors asserted that Khan misused his authority and allowed the use of approximately $232 million, money which is reported to have been repatriated by British authorities in crackdown of his illegal activities in Great Britain. Imran Khan declared the verdict has tarnished the reputation of the judiciary. He also said his wife is a housewife and has nothing to do with the case. Now, U.S. President Joe Biden's law forcing the app TikTok, owned by Chinese company ByteDance, to be sold on or banned has led to the app being shut down for U.S. users. The ban was enacted after ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, was required to divert or face a ban in one of its largest markets. The app is no longer appearing on Apple or Google's app stores. President-elect Donald Trump has suggested he might make an announcement on the app's future tomorrow, the same day of his inauguration. Biden said the app will be forced to go dark after a Supreme Court ruling anonymously upheld the ban. Time for sport news. Let's also again on standby.
Thank you so much, Olibile. Good evening. I am Liza Osekeng with your World of Sport. And in our leading story, Township Rollers ensured that they remain second position of the FNB Premiership log standings after edging out security systems by a solitary goal, courtesy of Sekholame Boys' strike. The match was played yesterday at Royal Area Stadium and Victoria Dakin was there.
Both teams started the game on a high note, creating scoring chances but failed to convert them. The game went for recess at 0-0. In the second half, the race to snatch maximum points continued as both teams made attempts to find the back of the net. Popa capitalized in the 54th minute as Sekholame Boy opened the scoring. Security systems fought back but couldn't penetrate the Rollers' defense and gave Popa victory that cemented their second place on the log standings with 30 points.
Wasted chance first half. Then second half.
We tend to waste chances in the first half and then the second half becomes difficult for us, thereby lowering our confidence. Immediately after the second half, the other team put more pressure on us, but we held on and made substitutions, which also helped us in the process.
That obvious is what they discussed at their team talk, but we kept on and we made some subs which also benefited us. First half, from first 30 minutes, we were nervous. But immediately got the dressing room, we told them, guys, come on, look at yourself. This is a game. If we are to win this game, you need to man up. And hence you show the performance that you show. It's only that we miss chances. And when you play such kind of teams, if you don't punish them, they will punish you.
In other results, Tafik thrashed Matebele 3-1 to continue leading the log standings. At Palape Stadium, Murupule Wanderers walloped Chadibe 6-0. Victoria Dakin, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Still in football news, Karabo Kelantlilwe's free kick strike brought an end to Taung Strikers' unbeaten run in the First Division South League as Police 11 beat them 1-0 in a match played yesterday at Be Free Park in Taung. Khomotso Sefako.
Police started week 8 fixtures at the summit of the First Division log with 14 points, while the Union Strikers were third with 13 points without a loss. The first half was a lackluster affair as both sides were cautious not to concede an early goal with no clear-cut chances to go to recess goalless. The second half was a different ball game altogether as Young Strikers attacker Thabo Metayote launched the first shot at goal, but Police keeper Sumarelo More was up for his task. A few minutes later, Police was awarded a free kick outside Tutole China's 18th area. Karabo Kelantlilwe hit a beautiful strike into the bottom corner to give the Jungle Kings a lead. Police continued to attack, looking to extend their lead, but it was not enough. The game ended 1-0 in favor of the Jungle Kings.
It's a very good game. A very good game. It
was the first game since the festive break, and for players to display such level of play is very commendable. They played very well and applied themselves.
Training, and it's only that go hello go tsonze go nna leo losing leo winning kana in a draw.
We knew they are very good defensively, and they can also score goals because they've got seasoned players. So to us, we knew that it was going to be a tough game, and we came here very cautious. And Taung is a closed book. We don't know how they play. They are coming from a lower division, so they came as a closed book. That's why they are doing so well. I think nobody knows how they really do. So we also came here very, very cautious. That's why in the first 20-30 minutes we were very cautious about in our attack. We decided to put a low block to see how they play, how they attack, and how they defend. We really studied well how they attack and how they defend, and we saw that most of their back four. The reason why they are not conceding is they don't push out much on their defending third. That's when we ended up introducing two top strikers to go and stick into their two center backs. That's when we started piling pressure. That's when we started missing chances, and eventually we got a goal.
In other matches played on Saturday, Holy Ghost played to a 1-1 draw against Prisons 11. Joining Youngsters edged out City Pola 1-0. The game between Desert Ngau and Notwana was called off due to the waterlogged field. Khomzo Sefako, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And finally, the Minister of Sports and Arts, Mr. Jacob Kilebeng, says gender equality is vital as it helps fighting gender-based violence in sport. Minister Kilebeng noted this at a sport symposium hosted by Women and Sport Botswana yesterday in Gaborone under the theme Innovative and Leadership Models for Women and Girls Participating in Sport. Kagiso Molelekwa.
Gender-based violence and gender inequality in sports contributes negatively towards development, something which Minister Kilebeng urged various stakeholders to address urgently.
The Minister of Sport and Arts is deeply committed to advancing gender equality within sport. Gender equality and women empowerment are universally recognized as fundamental women rights. Gender equality enhances economic development, enhances productivity, improves development outcomes for future generations, and strengthens political and social systems.
Minister Kilebeng further said one of United Nations' key objectives is to address issues of gender-based violence.
The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals position gender equality as a central cross-cutting theme. In adopting the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goal, global leaders recognize women and girls must enjoy equal access to quality education, economic resources, and political participation, as well as equal opportunities with men and boys for employment, leadership, and decision-making at all levels.
As stakeholders, it's imperative for us to consistently innovate leadership models that accommodate diverse narratives and elevate all voices. The seeds of change we plant today will cultivate a future defined by equity, opportunity, and limitless possibility.
This is a great initiative, a brilliant workshop for which I highly commend WASBO for organizing, and I implore you not only to make it about yourselves and others privileged like yourselves, but for the rest of us, especially women and girls in sport.
WASBO, who continues to advocate for gender equality and women and girls' participation in sports, found it necessary to host this symposium to discuss issues surrounding gender inequality and gender-based violence in sports locally. This symposium, which was attended by various departments and sport associations, is expected to bring solutions to challenges faced by female athletes in sports, as well as foster and encourage women and girls to take part in sport. Kagiso Molelekwa, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Well, that is it for sport this week. Me and you will do this again in a week's time right here on BTV News, DSTV channel 289. But before, let's take a look at stories making headlines once again.
President Bokoto attended the 2025 World Economic Forum, which starts on Monday in Davos, Switzerland. 2D commercial farmers have called for government to set up an advisory board to control pricing.
And in sport, Township Rollers ensures that they remain in second position of the FNB Premiership.
And that is all the news we had for you this Sunday. With us up next, then Ion Sadek.
Good evening and welcome to today's weather forecast brought to you by Mpho Ishwadar. Yesterday we had some rainfall activities in some areas of the country, and these are the rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. We have 50 millimeters at Kuas Farm in Moana, 40 millimeters at Butale Primary School, 32 millimeters at Mambo Primary School, 15 millimeters at Mpiti Primary School, 12 millimeters at Guluga Farm in Mosetsi, 4 millimeters at Kazungula Police, 3 millimeters at Kasane International Airport and Letswai Primary School, 2 millimeters at Dagui Primary School and Plateau Primary School, and 1 millimeter at Ruben Motswaga's Farm in Tonota and Silibe Pikwe Primary School. Now, looking at the current satellite picture, clouds are visible over most parts of the country, and this bluish color shows some developing thunderstorms which may possibly thunder or shower this evening. For tomorrow, cloudy conditions are expected with scattered thunder showers over Ngamiland and Chobe districts, and over the remaining districts, partly cloudy conditions are expected with isolated thunder showers. In the morning, hot temperatures are expected over Ngamiland and Kalahari districts, ranging between 20 degrees Celsius over most parts of Ngamiland to 21 degrees Celsius over most parts of Kalahari district. And over the remaining districts, warm temperatures are expected ranging between 17 degrees Celsius over Jwaneng to 19 degrees Celsius over Gaborone, Francistown, Kasane, and Khanzi. In the afternoon, hot temperatures are expected over Khanzi, Kalahari, and southern districts, ranging between 33 degrees Celsius over most parts of Khanzi and southern districts to 35 degrees Celsius over most parts of Kalahari district. And over the remaining districts, warm temperatures are expected ranging between 27 degrees Celsius over most parts of Ngamiland and Chobe districts to 31 degrees Celsius over most parts of Southeast Gauteng and Kwenin districts. Now, for SADC cities for tomorrow, few patches of clouds are expected over Cape Town with a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. And over Appleton and Johannesburg, clear skies are expected with a maximum temperature of 40 degrees Celsius over Appleton. For Gqeberha, Maseru, and Manzini, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 30 degrees Celsius over Maseru and Manzini. Also over Antananarivo, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. And over Beira, Harare, and Lusaka, possibility of thunder showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 27 degrees Celsius over Lusaka and 28 degrees Celsius over Beira. And over Windhoek, partly cloudy conditions are expected with a maximum temperature of 35 degrees Celsius. Still on SADC cities, possibility of thunder showers are expected over Kinshasa and Blantyre with a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius over Kinshasa, while over Luanda and Dar es Salaam, possibility of showers are expected with a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius over Dar es Salaam. Well, that's all I had for you tonight. Have yourself a good night.